What is going on YouTube? Hidden Back making another random crypto TV episode. In today's video specifically, we're going to be looking at XRP, Bitcoin, Litecoin, as well as Ethereum. We're also going to be looking at Dudex as well as the current coin market cap. As you guys know, some very crazy stuff has been happening in the past couple of days that we've been tracking. As we know, Bitcoin actually managed to break bullish. We shot up of our uptrend fairly sooner than what we were anticipating. I figured we'd see it sometime in the first week of May, and actually happened. I guess you could say it happened in the first week of May. Today is May 1st, but for the most part it happened literally one day prior to May starting, which is kind of ironic. But regardless of that, we are starting to see this massive pump. We shot all the way up to $9,500. As we discussed in yesterday's episode, we found a massive downtrend on the market, which we'll talk about more today. And I said in yesterday's video that we were expecting to see the price obviously move up a little bit more, kind of like the ripple effect, and then eventually probably head back down in the near future. So I do want to discuss all this with you. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there and we'll, spark up a conversation. I know a lot of you guys have been taking advantage of that, and I do appreciate everyone who's been reaching out. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So before I begin with the video, crazy announcements. So just last night, we managed to break 15,000 subscribers on the channel. That is absolutely amazing. Fairly ironic that the day we break the 15,000 subscriber mark that we've been trying to reach, we actually have the Crypto Influencers $200 Bitcoin giveaway with 12 hours left. Yesterday saw a massive explosion in the amount of people that decided to enter. Very, very, very smart if you ask me. But specifically, let's consider this the Crypto Influencers $200 Bitcoin giveaway and the 15,000 subscriber giveaway. Obviously, if we get pretty much closer to 20,000 subs, I'll do another giveaway. Maybe it will be even more money than this. We will see. But until that point, definitely make sure to take advantage of this one. As you guys know, this literally has 12 hours left. So by the end of the day, we will figure out who wins the giveaway. I'll either do a live video or something along those lines, and we'll go from there. But specifically, as of right now, it's a free $200, and I added up to 5 ways to enter. So if you haven't already done all 5 ways and you've done 3, you're missing out on 2 more opportunities to make some money. Totally free to enter. The link is in the description. It's my way of giving back to you guys in the crazy, pandemic that we're going through right now, as well as a lot of people, losing jobs, things like that. So I figured this would be a great way to, keep hopes up and things like that. So definitely check it out. The link, like I said, is in the description, and we'll figure out who is the winner in the next couple of hours. Otherwise, to jump on into the rest of today's episode. So yesterday's video, we discussed that the price prediction must watch. This was in relevance to the all-time greatest price prediction for XRP, Ripple, and Bitcoin, where we discussed the massive downtrend symmetrical triangle forming on here. We may actually use an Elliott wave theory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could consider that to be the end. It's going to be quite difficult. This is maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's tough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We may see one more and then a potential uptrend. We'll figure it out regardless. I do just want to kind of jump right into that. Obviously, the current coin market cap, we're seeing more of that flatline consolidation. We're still up just a little bit, which is great to see. It doesn't look too bad. We're slightly hanging on in there. And ultimately, this consolidation is due to the fact that we did see that massive price explosion of about 13% all across the current coin market cap. But I do want to show you guys on the weekly here. A lot of people are telling me, and I was looking at the Elliott wave potential formations. A lot of people consider us using it like this. Where is it? I haven't used it in a couple of days. But if we do the Elliott impulse wave and we start here, we go 1, 2, 3, 4. This could be the 5th. It's a little bit harder to say. And then I know a lot of other people, I'm not fully, diverse in the impulse wave, but this could be the other way of us doing it. We do the starting point, and then we have this bottom right here, and that pretty much wraps up the end of this, and then we see the big explosion to the upside. So if we followed it like this, obviously you guys can let me know down in the description below. If you want to do any tweaks, you can obviously screenshot your stuff and post it on Twitter and let me know what your opinions are in here, because I'd love to hear what everybody's situation is. And then we'll go and post it in tomorrow's video if you guys have any comments or concerns. But obviously, if this is accurate, we'll probably be retesting another 4th, and then we'll fall down to retest this for a 5th fifth point, and then we could honestly expect to see that big break to the upside. That's what I'm anticipating. I do think that we are hitting a bit of a resistance right now, as you guys can clearly tell with the downtrend that has been on the market literally since 2017 now. The downtrend holds very strong. We've had numerous attempts back in 2019, now numerous attempts in 2020, have yet to break through there. And the reason I said that we're probably going to see the price slightly move back up here is due to the fact that we've seen it in the past. We've seen, the uncertainty before. We could have the price, because the candle closes in a little over 2 days, it could just slightly move up higher, retest the resistance, close, then we could start our downtrend. So there is still a little bit of money to play with, 8,700 all the way up to 95. That's quite a bit of money, 5, 6, 7, 8, about $800 on the coin. So there is still profit to be made on here. Obviously, this is higher risk, but I am just going to wait for this candle to close. It closes in 2 days, so there's really not much of a wait, as you guys can see right here. So we'll see what happens here. If we close, I do believe we're going to go a little bit higher in the next 2 days. Then we may start to see the downtrend correct, and then we may consider opening up a short position and capitalizing off the movements of this major, uptrend that we saw. Obviously, as you guys can see, we've had uptrends in the past. Beautiful right here. We hit the resistance and then we dump. So that's what I'm kind of thinking with the current situation right now. We may see some more movement to the upside, retest 95 or like 94, and then start to pull back down lower. So I'm waiting for the next 2 or 3 days for us to see what exactly happens, gauge where exactly we're going to go. We're currently overbought right now, so there's a very high chance we're probably going to see some consolidation and then followed by a correction to the downside. That's why I am literally ready to go on Dudex, specifically in the fact that if we do see that short happen, I'm obviously going to sell short. On Dudex, probably leverage trade about 10 times, maybe 5, depending on how risky the move is. And then we'll short this coin back down to its uptrend. As we know, the uptrend is here. So if we extended this further, it is definitely a big possibility. And I'll leave that here for right now. We could see a short where we go from the price now all the way down to the bottom, which is about a 14% drop, and ultimately shorting that would give us a 14% gain on our investment. So it's really just about giving us the next 2 days to see where this weekly candle decides to close. Once we figure out what exactly is happening with this weekly candle, then we'll make adjustments and we'll figure out when to sell short as we anticipate a consolidation back down to the uptrend. Obviously, we have right here, we could even look at this, like we had this uptrend here. Ultimately, this went straight up and then broke bearish. But even when we were fairly bullish, we did consolidate back down. So the same thing could apply here. Fairly bullish could consolidate back down to that point. You can even, consider setting a short position or a limit to short closer to $8,200. Obviously, I'll update all you guys on my Patreon right now, but I'm starting to be fairly bearish in the short term and even slightly the long term. I don't want to, scare you guys, but we could see movements like this, and I just want to draw it out here. I mean, we could obviously see movements up to here, but we could ultimately break down and then move up. So for this movement to happen could send us all the way into June, July, August before we see any bullish moves to 77, up to 10,000, things like that, because this is a very strong weekly, uptrend. This is massive. This is crazy what it's forming. This is a monster. And as we get closer to the point of breakout, which will be in very close to my birthday, actually, in 2021, when I turn 23, we'll figure out exactly where the coin wants to go. Probably break bullish. Who knows? We'll figure it out when that time gets there, not for a while. But for right now, we're paying attention to the fact that we're hitting a point where its resistance tends to break bearish. So we just have to spend a little bit of attention figuring out where exactly this coin would like to travel to. So give it those 2 days. Moving on to XRP. XRP is seeing the consolidation as expected. I would just wait next 2 days. After a massive run like this, the market is kind of figuring out what type of, formation or channel it should form. So let it, slowly die down. We may see a break in the, minimum moving average. It may even break below 20 cents and retest its uptrend. But I do believe it's still going to battle this. So I would like this to trend out sideways a little bit longer. We could see something along the lines of this. Then we could head up higher. So let it play out right now. Some very interesting points where it is, retesting. Obviously, it is not overbought, unlike Bitcoin. So this is good news. We may see the consolidation actually float, and then we may head up higher ultimately. But let's just let a few more days of consolidation to take place before we jump to any conclusions. The same thing goes with Ethereum and Litecoin. Currently not overbought, unlike Bitcoin, which is. Litecoin is not yet overbought. Litecoin is actually hitting the top of its minimum moving average. This is a a bearish signal. Good chance it's going to consolidate back down to its uptrend, its higher lows being set. Same thing goes with Ethereum, which is surprisingly above its middle moving average. We're having a bullish cross, but we are fairly overbought. We could see some consolidation back down, and then we could continue to use this uptrend. Ultimately, some crazy stuff is going on right now. The best bet is to just be patient. I'll update everybody on my Patreon. Definitely check that out. Otherwise, that's going to wrap up today's video, guys. Make sure to participate in the giveaway, guys. Literally now 11 hours left, and then that's it for your free chance to enter to win $200. And then otherwise, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. This way it helps out the YouTube algorithm. And follow me on Twitter, CryptoViaOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.